when it's all said and done, when you no longer have anything to say about it, how do you want to be remembered?
I tell my daughter, my kids about this. So whenever I leave this earth, I want you all to know I want to be remembered as a woman of faith. That's all I want to be remembered, because whatever that I go through, faith is whatever is happening in me that mold me, that also that I can leave the legacy for everybody around me.
And I remember that your purpose is so grounded in leaving a legacy, not for you, but for others.
Yes.
What is that one or two takeaway that you would like to leave with our listeners? And again, especially those individuals who tend to struggle with the notion or the understanding of their purpose.
I have experienced at one point in my life that I'm lost. Uh, that everybody around me was despise me, that say that I'm useless. And that point, what I hear is going to my mind. Then it's give me a down depression in my heart. I think that why I need to be born if I'm useless. I know that I feel like everybody around me doesn't love me. They just despise me. They just make me look like a bad person that cannot do nothing. But then the word of God's come to me. He say, Jeremiah 29:11. The plan is for my hope and future. So when I read that future, when I read that verse, my plan that I have for you is for your hope and your future. So that word is really keep me going and come back up. I do not have to hear what people said, but I have to hear what my father said. So one or two take that I want to share to the listener, to whatever that watch this. Seek God. Put your trust in Him. He never fail you.
Seek God, put your trust in Him, He'll never fail you. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. Yes.
And that's takeaway for all of us. Powerful words there. As we're coming close to the end of our conversation, do you have any closing remarks? Anything you'd like to say that you haven't already said as we close?
What I'm saying is, um, this is my first interview experience. I kind of nervous about it, but thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Laxley. As I said, when I prepare for this interview, it's really take me back to where I'm coming from, and it's a light bulb for me that I realize, hey, I still have big purpose that I need to achieve. And whatever that you are sharing with me in the beginning of the interview uh, is also give me an eye opener. How you're doing a lot of stuff out there to make a legacy and to make a difference in people around you. Thank you, Mr. Laxley. That
Thank
was great.
you. Thank
Hopefully, what I'm doing is
you.
good, okay for you.
What you're doing is the work you're doing, and that's okay. That is more than okay. That's the key. And all you said was what you do. So I really appreciate you coming on and being so candid and open and just telling it like it is. Because when you're talking about something as important as purpose, you don't need to have filters. It's too important. It's too serious, and it's the lives that you come into contact with. Those little children, they're the most important lives.
That's true.
And they're at that place where they're formation, right? In the early stage of development, and they're the ones that's going to take over this place that we call Earth, right?
Yep, true.
We want to ensure that there are more and more individuals like yourself doing that kind of work. So I really and truly, I commend you, and I really appreciate you, for the work you're doing, and to come on this program at such a short notice as well. And you did great, by the way. You were excellent. You're amazing.
Okay.
You're natural. You are.
Because when I read this, the question, I was like, I'm just gonna throw everything that is happening in my life. When you've been through it, you cannot change your story, right? Because you go through it, you experience it. Yeah.
Right. You're talking about what you do, right?
Yeah.
That's all. That's what it is. So I've been wanting to ask you, but every time there's so much other things going on. So when I said, I want to interview you. That's what I said, right? I'm not even sure you're even aware that I do this.
Yeah. And it's just like,
I said, I want to interview you because I know you would have a very compelling story, and you do have that because that's your life. It's compelling.
yes, it's really is my life, my journey, and whenever I go, I will share this testimony, and it's true. It's not because of me. It's not because of me. I'm nothing without God. That is really real in my life, and I want everybody to have that experience too.
Exactly.
That is real.
It's interesting, and you keep saying it's not because of you, because when this idea came to me about a collision with purpose, it happened when I was sleeping. I woke up the next day and I said, I'm doing this. I didn't know what it was going to be called. So I had a conversation with my daughters. I know it was about purpose, and we started tossing the thing around a collision. And we thought it was so appropriate because sooner or later, you're going to have a collision with what you're here for. It's only a matter of time if you haven't already recognized it. So the only question is, how do you know? And how do you acknowledge that what you know is what it is? You know what I'm saying? So as you rightfully said, it's not your purpose. It was given, handed to you. Right?
Yes, that's true.
Destiny. So interesting. Susan, I thank you. I really thank you for joining me today in the A Collision with Purpose project on the Spotlight. Your insights will undoubtedly add immense value to the conversation about purpose. And this is a conversation that we need to continue to have. I am looking forward to having you back on the Spotlight to continue our conversation about purpose. Because as I know, your purpose will continue to grow, to grow, to grow, and to grow. So I am going to extend an open invitation for you to come back whenever you see fit. Do you accept?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
I thank you. So folks, this brings us to the end of this edition of the A Collision with Purpose project under the Spotlight. If you're like some individuals and would like to have a better understanding of your purpose, then please submit your short video speaking on the topic of purpose to acollisionwithpurpose@gmail.com. If you would like to participate in an interview, much like this one with Ms. Susan, then please submit your request to be interviewed to the acollisionwithpurpose@gmail.com. Please note that your video submission and your interview will be posted on our social media platforms. That is it for now. Blessings always.